Welcome to Showcase Richmond. I'm Matt DiNardo. 1 in 7 people under the age of 20 have lost a parent, guardian, or sibling. When children suffer this kind of loss, they can feel isolated, depressed, and even alone. To help children grieve in a healthy way and make those vital connections that can help them on their journey to healing is Comfort Zone Camp, a child-focused bereavement camp that mixes fun and therapy. And that's the focus of today's Good News segment by Care Advantage, changing our community one charity at a time.
They were there for you when you took your first steps, when you needed to be healed, when you ventured out alone, and for life's biggest events. They have been there for you. Now be there for them. Don't let them do it alone. Care Advantage provides constant companions who can help to graciously sustain the independence of your loved one. With offices throughout Virginia and caretakers for all stages of life. Look for us on the web or call 1-800-473-0022. Care Advantage.
And with us now is Pete Schrock, the National Program Director for Comfort Zone Camp. Welcome, Pete. Talk about this, that you have 2 locations in Central Virginia, and a big focus, of course, is a weekend for a child who has lost a parent or sibling. Talk us through the entire weekend events and how the volunteers really play a big role in that fact.
Absolutely. First, thank you for having me.
Sure.
The weekend really is a weekend for kids that have lost a parent or primary caregiver. Or sibling, and what we're looking to do is create a weekend where they can turbo bond with other kids, right. Create new connections, and at the same time have a lot of fun in a camp atmosphere, but receive some grief therapy. Where volunteers play into it is we match each child one-on-one with a big buddy, which is what we call our mentor, big buddy. They come in for the weekend and they have somebody they instantly connect with, whether it's synergies on how they communicate, what loss type they've had, or fun activities they do as a child and the big buddy did as a child. We typically have about 65 kids on a weekend and about 90 volunteers. And that's from the big buddies all the way to the therapists that actually run the support groups over the weekend.
Now, what do exactly the big buddies do? You said there's a synergy, maybe they lost somebody at the same type of way, but what do? They kind of guide them to the camp?
Well, Big Buddies actually meet the camper the first time at camp. Okay. They actually, we do an intensive interview with the family, learn as much as we can about the campers that are coming in over the weekend, and we do the same thing with the volunteers. They go to a 6-hour training where we learn as much as we can about them. We look at their application, what they did as a child, what types of loss they might have had in their life, even if they had one. You don't have to have one to be a great volunteer. You just have to have an enthusiastic attitude and want to really help a child. And so we bring those people in over the weekend, they meet on Friday, and instantly you can see them start to turbo bond and really create this bond that they're going to carry throughout the weekend.
Right. How can families then, because you said you meet the families ahead of time, how can they register for your services, or how can they help to volunteer?
Well, our families can easily just go online to www.comfortzonecamp.org, and they go online, go under camper, fill out a camper application, and really pick a camp date that fits with their schedule and their time of year, and they get to come to camp.
Now, the camp is free, but donations are really important to help you get that weekend going, to help the families, and really, of course, to help those children who have lost, as you said, a primary caregiver or a sibling.
Absolutely. Donations are what drive our organization to provide these services free of charge. One of the things that Comfort Zone wants to do is we don't want to create any barriers for families to get to camp. We want to remove all the barriers. Right. And sometimes the loss of a parent can be financially devastating to a family. So we want to keep these services free of charge. And our donations from the community, from organizations, is a huge part of that.
Now, you have a fundraising going on. You have a 10K run coming up or something?
Absolutely. We actually have our annual Grief Relief Gala that's going to be at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. We also have our Monument 10K Grief Relief team. And that's really for anybody in the community that wants to run in support of a child or in support of a camp.
All right, Pete, let's give people some information about how to get, again, in touch with you all and maybe help out, volunteer or donate. It's Comfort Zone Camp. You can find them on the web at comfortzonecamp.org. You can give them a call locally, 804-377-3430. Of course, Comfort Zone Camp in this segment being brought to you by Care Advantage. You can find them at careadvantageinc.com. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.